students, good evening. Today I am going to teach you the transfer of heat. You might be thinking, what is heat? You know that. It is a measure of, temperature is a measure of hotness or coldness. What is heat? H. H stands for heat. Heat is heat content. So, how the heat transfer takes place. Heat travels from higher temperature to the lower temperature. Where the more temperature is there, heat travels from higher temperature to lower temperature. Higher temperature means the measure of degree of hotness is higher, and lower temperature means measure of degree of hotness is lower. The temperature is a measure of degree of hotness. So heat travels from higher temperature to the lower temperature. Okay. Now we discuss in point wise. It flows heat from a body at higher temperature to the same body or another body at lower temperature. Now there are three ways in which heat is transferred. Heat from a body at higher temperature to the same or other body at lower temperature. There are three ways of heat transfer of heat. What are the three ways? Number one, conduction, convection and radiation. There are three ways of transfer of heat: conduction, convection and radiation. You might be thinking that how actually on molecular level how the heat transfer takes place. When you are heating a solid, in solid transfer of heat takes place is called conduction. In a solid, the material conduction, it is a process of transfer of heat in a body from the hotter end to the colder end without any movement of particles. In solid you can write it. Without any movement of particles. If a solid where the heat is being transferred, it does not mean that one particle has moved from here and it has reached to another end. No. The particle vibrates from one end, gives energy to the other particle, other gives to the other, finally other end also. The particles gains the kinetic energy and become hot. आप समझने की कोशिश करो ऐसे. हम 10 बच्चे और एक बुक में भी दिया कि मुझे दे दो. एक बच्चे ने दूसरे को दिया, दूसरे ने तीसरे को दिया, तीसरे ने चौथे को गया. Finally, book has reached to the last boy. But without any movement. कोई बच्चा बुक लेके यहाँ से वहाँ नहीं गया. वो वही था, एक ने इसको दिया, दूसरे ने उसको दिया. ऐसे करके हर बच्चा एक दूसरे को देता गया और हीट वहाँ, बुक वहाँ पहुँच गई. सेम वे एक पार्टिकल जो हीट एनर्जी गेन करता है आपका, ये स्पून है. अगर ये हॉट होगा, यहाँ का पार्टिकल हॉट में टच करेगा, ये गर्म होगा, ये एनर्जी इसको देगा, ये इसको देगा, ये इसको देगा. हर एनर्जी अपने बगल वाले को देता जाएगा मॉलिक्यूल्स को, और फाइनली आई विल फील हॉट इन द हैंड. आप देख सकते हो एक्टिविटी आई एम शोइंग, जस्ट टर्न दैट हाउ द हीट इज ट्रांसफर टेकिंग प्लेसेस इन मेटल. आई विल शो यू नाउ. टर्न इट. See, I am putting the spoon. It is hot. So, now see. It is also getting hotter. Then what happens? Why it is getting hotter here? Actually, this end is getting heated up. They get the energy from hot water. Hot water gets energy from flame. Flame gets energy by burning of the fossil fuel, a spirit. This become hot. Now these molecules vibrate and transfer the energy to the next. Again, this upon vibration transfer the energy to the next. Like this, they are transferring energy to the next. And now my hand is also burning. I am feeling hot. It means heat transfer takes place from one end to the another end. How can you define conduction of heat? It is a conduction of heat. The substance in which it is a material in which the substance in which heat transfers from one end to the another end without the actual movement of the particles. Without the actual movement of यहाँ particle का movement नहीं होता है. Here liquid में particles का movement होता है. Here what happens? It is a transfer of heat from one end to the another end without actual movement of the particles is known as conduction. Again. Now children, I told you what is conduction. Conduction is when it takes place in the case of a solid, the heat energy transferred. Now, conduction, there are two types in the solid also. One is a conductor, another is insulator. The question is, what is a conductor? The substance or the material which allows the heat energy to pass, which allows the heat energy to cross through, pass, is known as good conductor. And the substance which does not allow the electric current, does not allow the heat energy to pass through it, is known as insulation, insulator for heat, conductor of heat. Okay? So there are two types, conductor and insulator. Again I will show you the activity, just see. Now student, it is a spoon, it is a glass rod, it is a syringe, and it is a pen. I am putting all into this. Now I am boiling it. I am boiling it. You want I should put a test tube also inside? Okay. Now let everything I am boiling it. Now let it boil it, we will talk to you. By the time let me discuss it. दिखाइए तब तक बॉइलिंग होने दो. Now, good conductor, the material which allows the heat to pass through is called good conductor. And bad conductor, the material which do not allow the heat energy to pass. Question number 1. Explain transfer of heat. Of heat in the case of a steel rod, in the case of a spoon, a steel rod, a steel rod, मैंने spoon बता दिया. Second question, why heat does not flow in plastic. Third question, or why it is insulated. Third question, what is the difference between conduction and convection? acha heat explain the transfer explain the transfer of heat. Now children, turn, we will show you this also. Now I am touching it. It is not hot. This end is hot, but it is not hot. Again, pen is bent, but not hot. But not hot. It is your syringes. It is again not hot. It is also not hot. It is hot. So it is a good conductor, and these three are bad conductor of heat. Okay? These three material does not allow the heat to pass. They are transfer from one into the another, and that's why it is called insulator. It is a good conductor. Now we will discuss a little bit what is a convection. It is a transfer of heat. Conduction, it is a transfer of heat into the liquid. How transfer of heat takes place is just see. Now watch it. इसको बड़ा कीजिए, काफी लार्ज कीजिए. More larger. और लाइए नजदीक में. Now watch, I will show you practically convection. Now children, और नीचे तो नहीं हो सकता, नीचे लाइए. I will show you now, just watch. और नीचे लाइए. Now you see. और बस. छोटी छोटी ज़्यादा आप सेटिंग नहीं करिए, हो चुका है, जल्द जल्द कीजिए. Now watch properly. What actually happens here? Now see you are seeing the bottom of the beaker. What happens? Suddenly heat energy, your beaker is gaining from the heat energy gained from the beaker, from the burner. Burner suddenly directly in contact with the heat. Bottom of the burner, that is your beaker is directly in contact with the burner. Burner heating the bottom of the beaker. The water in touch with the beaker suddenly expand and vaporizes. Therefore bubble formation takes place, and this bubble become lighter and moves upward. So here what happens in the case of convection, the movement of particles takes place. The hot bubble, the hot air rises up and transfers the heat energy to the other portion of the water molecules, and then when bubbles rises up, there is a vacuum created at the bottom which is filled by the alongside waters. So water is continuously evaporating, rising up, and side water is occupying the space. This is the convection. Here the transfer of the particles takes place. But in solid, there was no transfer of particles takes place. Thank you, children. We will meet you on the next class. Okay? By the time you write all the question answer and do that. Thank you.